mission to dive, dive, dive. So what I just need you all to do now is just reach down and put on those seatbelts there for me, please.
Do what?
Oh, I'm kidding. There's no seatbelts. I just had to make sure this thing was working. Now that there's a bunch of betrayed faces, let me start off on a better foot. Ano ai kakao e komo mai o Bailey ko uinoa. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Bailey. Very excited you all are joining us here today. Go ahead and introduce you to the rest of your crew while we're at it. In the very back we have our co-pilot Miley. Miley has a direct line of communication with our pilot up here. She keeps an eye on the machinery space and she looks out those windows to make sure we're getting close enough to things in the back, but not too close, right? And then behind me here we have our man of the hour. This is our pilot, Captain Steven. I'm going to say hi, Steven. Hi, Steven. Steven will be taking us around, showing some neat things here today, so we definitely want him on our good side. All right. Now, a couple things I would like you all to know. One, we are already fully submerged. I can tell by this depth gauge up here and the one in the very back. When this number had reached 25, that meant we were fully submerged. And you can feel it too. We're not being rocked around by those swells anymore, right? However, just one more time, we still have those lovely white baggies up above your heads. And if you use one, please consider it a souvenir. I don't want it. And then when you're back on the boat, just toss it in one of the bins on there.
What did he need this baggage?
And finally, the most important piece of information I'll be sharing with you all today, I will not be using the terms left and right. Because if you look to your left and you look to your right, as beautiful as your neighbor is, that's not a fish. And that is what we came here to see. Instead, I'll be using port and starboard. Port is to the left of the pilot, starboard is to the right. Just to make sure we got it here, starboard side, go ahead and give me a shaka and a cheer. Woo! All right, port side, a shaka and a cheer. Woo! Oh, I think port side is the one that got the good Mai Tais before coming out. All right. Now, we have a great visibility here today, folks. Our average visibility is around like 40, 50 feet, I'd say. Today, I would venture to say this looks about like 60, 70.
Did you see
really
an
good,
animal
way
yet?
above average.
No.
And you'll notice there's not as many fish as you may have expected right now, right? Has anybody seen Finding Nemo before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did our homework. Now you might remember Merlin telling Nemo, never leave the reef, never go beyond the reef, Nemo. That's a real thing. If you leave the reef, you leave places to hide from predators.
What did you say?
All right, now with a quick show of hands, who believes you're on the best side of the submarine?
I don't know.
Okay, we got some confident answers on both. The best side of the submarine is the inside. We are there. If you ever come up to any sections you don't see from both sides at about the same time, what we do is go down, turn around, head back through, get equal viewing opportunity. In fact, we're already coming up on our very first structures. Starboard side getting a sneak peek right now, but we're currently working on turning in so we can go through the middle of them. Both sides will be seeing them at the same time.
You seeing fish?
Yeah, they're all like hiding in the little.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
What are these? Okay, so these structures, yeah. So I get asked a lot what they are, because they look like these old crumbling pyramids, right? And there's actually 6 of them all built close together in the same block here. So these are actually ancient remains of Hawaii's very first ABC stores. No, they're not. Man, you don't believe me? No, these are our experiment basically. Before we bought these huge structures and brought them down, we needed to make sure that it's actually going to work. Will it bring in fish? Will it bring in coral? So what we did is we went to the University of Hawaii at Manoa and we worked with the marine science and marine biology students to design and build these and bring them down here. I think actually the student with the winning design got to come down on the submarine for free, which is pretty neat. I think they should have gotten more, but it's still pretty neat.
Is he pretty enough for your camera?
Yeah, I take
movie.
Well, it's not movie. It's the boat. I took a movie in chair, and then they were just like, please take a picture and take a movie. And it's like,
Good for
okay.
you.
Look, did you see the fish? No.
Oh yeah, look at those fish. Did you see the big ones? How come we're not seeing
All
fish
right.
here?
Not really, no.
Oh, shark, port side. If you look directly down, there's a shark. It might be going underneath the submarine, might pop out on the starboard side. Keep an eye out. It is a white tip reef
Look
shark.
at those fish.
Maybe about 4 feet long. Let's see if they pop out. Sometimes they like to hide underneath the submarines.
Aw, that's cute.
Oh yeah.
Look at all those fish. Oh my god.
Beautiful. For those of you who are towards the park, maybe able to peek at the pilot. He's being surrounded by spotted eagle rays right now. And they might be coming over on starboard side, maybe?
Right here, right here.
Wow, beautiful. And it looks like one might be coming off to the port side. It looks like port side's gonna get one as well.
Oh my god.
Amazing. This is so cool to see. They're really rare. There it is, port side. There's a spotted eagle ray. Beautiful. Yeah, well, rare for people underwater to see. They're kind of shy animals. It's okay. They're Velcro on the bottom.
Oh,
It's
look
okay.
at that nice big
It's
one
okay.
on top.
It's all good. No.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, they've evolved quite a bit. Oh man. So yeah, the spotted eagle rays are not necessarily rare, but they're very shy. If there's divers around or anything, divers almost never see them. From the
And here
submarine, we don't
comes
see them too
something.
often because it's actually a pretty noisy submarine, so they like to run away when they hear us. All right. But yeah, we rarely see them. I guess I should say it that way. But like, do you notice all these white specks in the water? That's plankton. And the reason I love to see plankton is because on days like today, that's when we see things like that because they like to be around the plankton to eat it. So I do want to let you all know we never know what we'll see, especially on days like today where there is all this plankton. So keep your eyes out. There's also chances of seeing things like manta rays. And my coworkers, I haven't yet, but my coworkers have seen whale sharks from the submarine too. But it's only on days where there's a lot of plankton, so definitely keep your eyes out.
Huge what?
The big fish over here too.
Oh yeah.
Looks like clouds? Yeah, that's just like the...
Oh yeah. There I see. Oh.
It's a hill, yeah. That's under my mountain. Yes,
Wow,
port
look
side,
at
we're
all
already at our
those
next
fish.
structures.
Wonder what they're
Port
eating.
side, they look like these huge wine racks, right? They're not wine racks, which I wish they were. But they actually are, they're seaweed growing structures. Is anybody a sushi fan or masubi fans?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, gonna make you guys hungry. That edible seaweed on there is called nori. And in Japan, these are the structures that they use to grow nori, but it's too warm and
Wow.
too salty for us to do that here, so we just use it for the fish and for the coral. Now let's see what are some fish that we can see here. Oh, there's a, the giant fish, or was it a large silvery fish? Yeah, so those huge silver fish, those are giant trevally, or ulua. And they are the top predators of the reef here. In fact, they are why we very rarely see sharks, because if there's a shark around, they'll chase it off. This one is coming up trying to chase us off now. Yeah, they're very territorial, very aggressive.
Wow.
In fact,
Look at
divers
all
have come back
those
to the
fish.
surface with cracked
So
ribs
cute.
before from them. Yeah. And like, I'll probably talk about them a couple times today. I'll switch between the English name and the Hawaiian name, giant trevally or ulua.
Wow.
Oh, and then these yellow fish with black dot on the base of their tail, port side, those are millet butterfly fish. You will only ever see those here. They are endemic to Hawaii, meaning you can't go anywhere else in the world and see them.
Oh,
in fact,
wow.
1 out of 3 fish species here are endemic. We have the largest population of endemic fish in the world. It's a really unique
Nice.
ecosystem.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're not gonna take any.
Yeah.
Wow, what do you expect to see?
Oh yeah. Was it did it look like one of those larger silverfish too? Kind of did it look like that with the blue on it as well? Yeah. So that cousin is the bluefin trevally, and they're a super curious fish. Yeah. Yeah, that might be why. Oh, very cool. Nice. It's all good. I love the participation. All right, starboard side, you are looking at one of my favorite reefs. This is the Puli Opono. Keep your eyes out on the holes or pukas because sometimes you see more eels sticking their heads out. Ooh, there's some ulua there.
Oh wow, look at
Now,
that.
this is one of my favorite reefs because of the story behind it. If any of you have ever visited the neighbor islands and went snorkeling, you may have just seen the most amazing, incredible reefs, right? With the coral growing on top of each other and just so much of it. And you know what? It used to look like that here too, but Honolulu became very industrialized. And over many years, a lot of damage happened to the coral reefs. And eventually the coral died off, and when that happened, algae grew all over the lava rock, which prevented any more coral from growing. Because coral, it needs something hard to latch onto to grow and to thrive, right? Now, part of Atlantis' mission is coral rehabilitation, bringing in fish. So when we brought down these artificial structures, it increased the fish population by over 3,000%. And the fish came over, ate all the algae, and all the coral was able to start growing again. So that's over 3 decades worth of work that you can see there. Coral only grows about 1/4 to 1/2 inch a year. So yeah, it's pretty amazing to see. It's also evidence of a battle that happened here long ago. Has anybody heard of Pele before? Not the soccer player. Okay, I was disappointed a child real badly with that one. No, she is the goddess of lava and of volcanoes. Now, lesser known is her older sister Namaka, and we are currently looking at Namaka. She is the goddess of the seawater of the ocean. And these two sisters did not get along. For one, Namaka knew that Pele was going to grow up into a very powerful goddess, and she was jealous. But also, Pele did try to steal Namaka's man, and it made her really mad. So, Namaka chases Pele to the Hawaiian Islands. And each time Pele's on an island, she's growing her power more and more and more. And during these battles, every time Pele brings up lava, there's a new crater, there's those ridges. That's how we get the shapes on the islands. And eventually they go all the way to Maui, where at Haleakala, they have this huge battle. And Namaka destroys Pele. And she thought that she killed her. Turns out, though, all she did is release her from her human form. So Pele was able to grow to her full power. She goes underground into the lava, travels over to the Big Island, comes up through Kilauea, stands her ground, says, Namaka, you will not destroy me. And that's where she lives to this day. However, anytime there's a tsunami or lava meets the ocean, people will say things like, oh my gosh, the sisters are fighting again. It makes me feel better when I fight with my sisters. Not quite that rough. Alright, we're finishing a little spin around here. So like ports, I'll be seeing the Polyopono next. And starboard side, you'll be seeing those Japanese reefs next, those seaweed growing structures. Alright. Yeah, those giant trevally, those large silverfish, they can actually grow up to over 200 pounds and 6 feet long. Yeah, they get big. The biggest one ever caught, though, was 191 pounds and 6 feet long off Maui a couple of years ago, and it was caught by a freediver. So this guy, he dove down about 100 feet, spear gunned this 191 pound fish, brought it back up to the surface, all on one breath of air. No, yeah, seriously, it's amazing what the human body can do. With training, though, don't you go out after this, try that yourself. I can see it in your eyes, like, ooh, that seems fun. yeah, Bailey said I could do this. Like, it's possible.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, so another really fun fact about those millet sea butterfly fish, those yellow ones with the black dot at the base of their tail, you may notice that they tend to swim in pairs.
Look at that
they actually mate for life. For their entire lifespan, they will be never more than 10 feet away from their mate. And my boyfriend thinks I'm cleaning. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, really? Oh, cute.
So big. I know.
Oh.
Beautiful.
So how many feet at the water are we?
Like 80 feet right now. You can see on that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, look, we're 80 feet.
Those giant trevally can also make themselves really dark, almost black, so that way they can blend into shadows better whenever they're hunting or they're being territorial, whenever they're excited. And then whenever they're kind of ready, they can switch back to silver. For anybody who watched the new live-action Little Mermaid movie, you may recognize flounder out there, those silvery fish with the black stripes on them. However, it's not an actual flounder fish, it's a sergeant fish. They have 5 stripes, higher rank than me.
Oh yeah, look at these. Turn around.
You may also see some puffer fish in this area. They look like swimming turkey legs to me. They have like a squarish head and they fin out to the tail.
Those are so neat. They're so pretty.
Where is it now? Oh, there's some pufferfish.
All right.
It's 90 feet.
Well, you guys seem like a fun group. And since we're already almost there, do you guys want to go 100 feet? Yeah, that was a really quick answer. Yeah, all right. Let's go. All right. It's actually really fun that we get to do this because only about 1/10 of 1% of the population ever goes this deep in the ocean. Think about it. There's 8 billion people. Not everybody comes out on a submarine like this. So really, it's just us here at Atlantis. Military submarines, of course. I guess sometimes people in the mafia. Special shoes for that, though. Yeah, but we got windows. Yes, so true. Yeah, sometimes we'll get like the military submarine folk on here, and they're just like, "Oh, this is so much better." Like they're not down here for months at a time, and they got the windows. And exactly, yeah.
Following the counter.
All right, and I'll make sure to let you know when we do reach 100 feet. That way, if you want to get a photo depth gauges, you can. Or if you're here with your partner, you can turn and give him a kiss. Have the deepest kiss you ever had. Aww.
Oh, that's
Got such a look. All right, now our next structure that we will be seeing, and they're going to be 2 sets of airplane wings. Each side will have their own. The first ones will show up on starboard side, second ones will show up on port side.
Right here.
But real quick, you may be noticing that colors are no longer looking the same. For instance, red is no longer red. Actually, is anybody wearing a red shirt? Why don't you take it off? Pass it around so we can all see. No takers? All right, I do have an example. Oh yeah, we reached 100 feet, folks. Go ahead, take a photo of those skating shoes. Yeah, woo! All right, go Captain Steven. All right, I'll do my red demonstration here soon. I believe on the starboard side, those wings are going to be coming into view here in the next 10 seconds or so.
100 feet.
We are?
We're 107.
Oh, yeah, wow. Oh, look at this. What are we coming up to? Alice, look. Airplanes.
108, Dad.
There it is.
Dad, we're at 108.
I know, I got a picture.
Wow.
So don't worry, nobody crashed down here, nobody died. We placed all the man-made structures down. For these airplanes though, they came from this company, Mid-Pacific Air. They were a flight company that did inter-island flights, however, they went bankrupt. Or how some of my coworkers like to say, they went under. And they needed to liquidate their assets, so we bought 2 sets of wings and we sent them down in the water. But these airplanes used to be full aircraft, used to be full planes. And they were in shallower water. But a couple months after we brought them down, Hurricane Iniki came through, picked them up, tore them apart, cartwheeled them across the ocean floor, and they landed over here.
We were 110.
Yeah, it actually took a while for our scuba divers to find them. All right, port side coming into view is your set of wings. See those larger silverfish there with those big eyes, and looks like they dipped their tails into ink? Those are Big Eye Emperor. They have the shortest name in Hawaiian. They are Mu, M-U.
Wow.
Now, for context, the longest fish name in Hawaii is La Vili Vili Nuku Nuku Oi Oi.
Wow.
Yeah, super long. I wish I did. No, but what's interesting is it's technically not the actual longest, because that same fish in Kona, they're able to turn all black. It's the only place in the world where they'll do that. And when that happens, they get the name La Vili Vili Nuku Nuku Oi Oi Ele Ele. Super
Wow,
long.
the whole structure. Oh my God, the whole thing is here.
Yeah, they do. It's kind of like a birdhouse, you know? They're just like, oh, little nooks and crannies to live in. Yeah.
Wow. What is that big round part go around? That's the center part? Right here.
Yeah, that's the fuselage.
That is the, what about the little things over there? That's
Those are the engines.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Alright, we are in the second.
All right, so yeah, I was talking about how colors look different, right? For example, red is no longer red. This is because red is the weakest light wavelength, and water is a lot denser than air. So it gets absorbed. For instance, these flags are not looking too red anymore, right? Yeah, it looks kind of green, kind of purple, right? But if I were to take artificial light, it comes right back to red. Yeah, so we do have red fish, we do have red coral, just doesn't look as red to us because we're not constantly shining light on them.
Yeah.
But on the opposite end, UV light comes down really well, so anything neon glows. Like, ma'am, you are a glow stick right now. She's turning around, I'm talking about you with the backpack. Oh, man, yeah. Or if you see the traffic cones in the back or in the front, those are glowing as well. They're super bright. starboard side. Do you want to see something cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep looking. No, I'm just kidding. We are coming up to our next structures here soon. I believe it will be seen first on your side. It is going to be a sunken ship, so keep an eye out. You'll know when it's getting close because you'll start to see lots of fish. Oh, we sunk it. All the man-made things here are things that we brought down. Yeah. So don't worry, nothing haunted as far as I know.
Wow.
It'll be perfect for October.
Hey, Vivi, look, your Charmander's orange on this thing. And you put artificial light turns red. Orange, there comes the fish.
The orange on our race actually
Alrighty, folks, we are here. This
We've done a
ship
video
is
for
the
45 minutes.
Y0257. It's a United States Navy ship, a yard whaler. And yeah, port side, you're not hallucinating. There is a second ship off in the distance. We'll be visiting that one up close as well. But here on the starboard side, we are getting a nice close pass of the YO. This was a United States Navy ship. It was a yard whaler. It was used in World War II, Vietnam War, and the Korean conflict before it was retired. And when they retired it, they were essentially just going to blow it up. They were going to use it as target practice, but we thought we'd do a little bit better. So we bought her, cleaned her up, and we sunk her down here. And as you see, there's a ton of fish and there's a ton of coral, but one fish in particular tells me this reef is doing well. You guys see it above the catwalk, has a white triangle on its belly and the sort of yellow-orange three sides. That is a pyramid butterfly fish. It's not part of the Illuminati, but it is an indicator species. They only hang out around really healthy reefs. So if the reef health declines, they're going to be the first ones to leave. Oh, I see some parrotfish out there. The males are really colorful, sort of rainbow colors and a mermaid-like tail. The females are duller in color, sort of a dark front half and a light back half. Those are fun. They live in groups of 10 to 15 with one male to a bunch of females. However, when the male dies or the female gets sick and tired of the male, the most dominant female in the group will become the new male and kick out the old male of the group. However, it's a one-way transition. They can't change back to female. The brain damage is permanent. Oh. Oh man. Alright. So as we are finishing up this pass here on the starboard side, we're going to spin around and show the YO to the port side next. Yeah, I was hoping that today there might be a shark over here because yesterday we saw one on one of the dives. They're really cool. Sharks in Honolulu, Hawaii, in the Hawaiian language, are called mano. Oh, we got a school of Heller's barracuda over here on the port side. That's those long silver fish. Yeah, starboard side, don't be afraid to peek over your neighbor's shoulder. Don't worry, you can't break these, you can't tip this up, you can only tip the crew. But those are Heller's barracuda. They, in the daytime, school together. However, at nighttime, that's when they become those solitary hunters that we all know and love, right?
It's hard to see. They're like
The barracuda, they're back over there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see them. They blend in super well, but when they turn, they can like sort of glimpse that sunlight back at you. So great barracudas are, but the Heller's barracuda, they're nicknamed social barracuda because they will do that at daytime. Yeah, but at nighttime they're like, see ya. They just go do their own thing, yeah. 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 Alright, starboard side, here's the Y0257.
wow. Look at
I think it's Kavelea is the barracuda name. Kavelea.
wow.
You can see some unicorn fish over there with the horns sticking out their heads. So if anybody ever tells you unicorns aren't real, you tell them they are. They are just slimier.
Oh, look, I see a pissoir. Can you imagine they left that here?
That chain and line going up to the surface is the mooring line for dive boats. It's a really popular dive spot because it's one of the very few places in the world you can dive on one tank of air and see 2 sunken ships. The other ship that we're going to go see next is the San Pedro. I'll talk about its history and stuff once we get closer because there's some sort of neat things to see with it.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, I was talking about sharks a moment ago. In Honolulu, Hawaii, the Hawaiian language, they're called mano, M-A-N-O. For any Spanish or Italian speakers, that means hand, right? But in the Hawaiian language, it means shark. And
mano?
with the raise of hands, who here is scared of sharks? You can be honest. There we go. All right. I'm here to tell you, you don't need to be as scared of sharks as Hollywood wants you to believe. For the most part, sharks only really like to attack dead and dying things. They can sense a heartbeat and they want an easy fight, right? So unless you're on a surfboard out in deep water pretty often, you don't need to worry too much.
Oh my God.
But also, the insulting but good news is one does bite you, they think you taste disgusting. Hey! They'll spit you out.
It's too funny.
Yeah, so don't need to worry about that as much. In fact, worldwide on average, only about 2 people die a year of shark attacks. Do you know how often people die of coconuts a year? Like 48.
Wow.
Yep, the coconut will fall on their head or something like that, and there it is. That's all she wrote. But yeah, in fact, you're more likely to have a vending machine falling on you than you are a shark attack. Yeah, wild, right?
Wow.
Yeah, you want to know another cool fact?
Yeah.
Do you know where about 70% of Hawaii's white sand comes from? You remember that parrotfish, that really colorful fish, the mermaid-like tail? Well, they eat coral, and they swallow it. And I hate to break it to you, but it does have to come out somewhere. Yeah, they poop out sand. Yeah, 70% of Hawaii's white sand comes from those parrotfish. In fact, the majority of the world's sand comes from parrotfish.
Really?
Yeah. So next time you're laying out on the sand, get a little sand in your Mai Tai. I hope you remember the parrotfish and all I gave you. We worked hard on that. Yeah. In fact, one parrotfish can produce over 800 pounds of sand a year. Yeah. 800. I know, it's insane, right? That's all they do. It's kind of like our college students. All they think about is where their next meal is and where mating is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. So yeah, you may have also noticed that the fish, they're not exactly scared of us and they're not trying to run away. That's because they don't have legs. But also, we don't look familiar to them, so we don't look like a predator. And additionally, we try not to go too fast in here. But since we're on our way to that second ship, we still got a little bit of time. You guys want to see what our top speed is?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure, why not?
Ready? Ready, Steven? In 3, 2, 1, go! That's it. It's 3 miles per hour, 3 knots. Yeah, we are ripping it in this thing. It's funny, those seatbelts. Alright, we are turning Indigo's view of the San Pedro next. In the distance, you can start to see the YO again, starboard side, but port side, you'll be getting that close-up view of the San Pedro. Alright, I'll start telling you about the history of it. The San Pedro, in its time, was a fishing trawler. I do not like fishing trawlers because what they'll do is they take this huge net, they cast it out the back, and they sweep the ocean just catching anything and everything, right? The problem is it doesn't only catch fish, it catches other things in the ocean, things like turtles, dolphins, whales, sharks, and will drag them for miles and miles until they suffocate and die. And then they'll just toss the carcass back out in the water. It's very cruel, very wasteful. That's why it's poetic justice that is sunk out here now, home to the fish and the turtles and whatnot.
Yeah.
In fact, if you look at that big hole over there, you can see a sleeping sea turtle. Very hard to see. It looks like a smooth rock in the middle of that huge hole. Oh, there's 2 of them. Yeah. Yeah. The turtles, they love the ship here as a place to sleep because when they sleep underwater, they have to think of a couple things. One, where will they be protected from the current? So that way they're not swept away and wake up in a place they don't recognize. But then also, fish will come up and clean their shells. While they're underwater, they grow algae all over their shells, which creates drag and resistance when they need to get to the surface for air. So the fish, they come over, they have an all-you-can-eat buffet, and the turtle has a free day at the spa. Perfect little system. Yeah. Also, Hawaiian green sea turtles in Honolulu, Hawaii, they're called honu, H-O-N-U. And when you see a honu, it's considered an omen, good or bad, but most often what I hear is that's good luck. So hopefully we all have some good luck today. In fact, we've already had quite a bit. All right. Also, my all-time favorite fact has to do with turtles. Turtles have been around for longer than the rings of Saturn have been around. What? Yeah, the rings of Saturn have been around about 100 million years. Turtles have been around for 230 million years. Sharks have them all beat at 450 million years. Yeah, there were sharks on Earth before there were trees even. All right, San Pedro, one last thing about it. It's actually our newest artificial reef down here. However, as you saw, it's probably our most damaged one. This is because we did not get the San Pedro in very good condition. One day when it was out and about, it actually caught on fire. So the captain crew, they did what they were supposed to. They grabbed the fire extinguishers, tried to put it out. But they ran out of their extinguishers and the fire was still going. So they were like, okay, what do we have on hand right now that is going to help us? And they looked to their cargo. But you know what they had for cargo? Soy sauce. Yeah, so they started dumping soy sauce all over this fire. I'm sure it smelled so bad. Anyway, to their credit, they did get it out. But by then, that damage was done. So they brought it back into harbor, and there it sat in the hot Hawaiian sun, smelling of burnt soy sauce and burnt fish, and rotting bait.
I like soy sauce.
Smelling so great. Actually, it earned a nickname by the local fishermen. It was called the teriyaki boat. Yeah, I know. And when they heard that Atlantis was interested, they're like, you know what? Nobody wants a sticky old teriyaki boat. We'll give you a good deal. Anybody want to guess how much we paid for the San Pedro?
Free.
Close, but you got it. $1.
Wow.
Paid $1 for the San Pedro. You could have got that thing at the dollar store. I guess that would have been $1.50 though. But we had to clean her up before we suck her down, right? We want to help the environment, not harm it. And that whole process cost about $325,000.